that time of the year again when the New Zealand International Film Festival hits our cinemas in the major cities around the country. There's many films from Asia, including one each from China, Japan, Sri Lanka and Taiwan, and 4 films from Korea. A standout this year is a fascinating documentary, The Free China Junk, produced and directed by New Zealand filmmaker Robin Greenberg. It's a story about 5 young Chinese fishermen who set sail on an old traditional junk from Taiwan to San Francisco in 1955. None of them had any sailing experience, and one of them was Tai Chi master Lu Chi Hu, who now lives in Christchurch.
The whole trip was caught on film by the sixth crew member, which was the US vice consul to Formosa at the time, who was given this huge box of 16mm color film by his local CIA office. So he managed to film this whole voyage, and the film consists of interviews with the surviving crew members. Yeah, the director, Robin Greenberg, she actually had a film in the festival a couple of years ago called Hulu. Hulu was all about the Tai Chi master Lu Chi Hu, who Robin found out that he was actually the navigator on the Free China Junk. And he's had an amazingly colorful life, but he ended up immigrating from Taiwan to New Zealand. And he's quite a man. He's very interesting.
Another highlight at the festival is in the homegrown series presented by MIC Toi Rerehiko, featuring the best New Zealand short films.
Homegrown has been going for about 14 years, and MIC basically has been doing that throughout that time frame, selecting short films. We do a call for entries around about the start of every year, and in May we form a selection committee, and then we look through all of the films that have been submitted. So this year there was 150 films to select from.
Of the 22 short films selected for the festival, almost a quarter of them are by New Zealanders of Asian origin. This short film, Amadi, by Zia Manviwala, shot on film, was funded by the New Zealand Film Commission and tells the story of a lonely Rwandan refugee trying to make sense of his new life in Aotearoa.
Shoo, Voodoo. I'm busy. Shoo.
The film came out of my experiences of working as a volunteer for refugee services over here, and one thing I learnt very quickly is that you know, you imagine that a refugee comes to New Zealand and they've already endured so much, but you realise that the process of settling here is an incredibly difficult one, especially if you have no language and you have you know, major cultural differences.
Come on, Africa. Tell me something. There was a war, you escaped.
One of the sort of central messages, I think, in the film is to never judge a book by its cover. Both of these characters have mutual prejudices about one another. They both make judgments based on what they see. And they, you know, they soon realise that if you dig a little bit deeper, you realise that someone maybe isn't quite as crazy or strange or unusual as they might appear.
Produced and directed by Sally Tran, Eat Your Cake, I'm a Vietnamese Refugee, is based on a true story of Auckland businessman Mitchell Pham, who immigrated here as a refugee from Vietnam in 1985.
The film is a 10-minute film about Mitchell's journey from Vietnam to New Zealand after the Vietnam War, and it's told in a really kind of sweet, innocent way where we wanted the audience to be more the younger market. So what we've done is we've mixed sort of documentary, fictional storytelling and animation together.
Sally had a team of up to 20 people helping her out with making traditional Vietnamese origami structures. It took her almost 8 months just to complete a 5-minute animated sequence for the film.
Yeah, just really time-consuming. I think probably 10,000 of these little units were folded, 20 people helping us, and took a month for me to actually capture every still image to create that sequence. I think it's quite unique.
Tide, a story about a woman who had been on an overseas volunteer posting returning home to her mother on a ferry, is directed by Stephen Chow, with screenplay by Auckland playwright and poet Renee Liang.
And it was about her character was essentially an engineer who had done some volunteer work on an island in the Pacific Ocean, which was slowly being swallowed by the sea. My approach for the film was to just keep it simple. So what you'll see is actually a 1 10-minute shot, and the story is told through an internal monologue by the character.
Cultures and musical genres collide in Empty Swan Song, produced and directed by Jack Woon, a recent graduate from University of Auckland's Television and Media Studies.
This film is a continuation of a long collaboration with composer Hong Yul Yang, who is also the main character in this film. He's a very talented pianist, and we decided to make something to show our backgrounds and to show the way classical music is heading. This film took about 2 months to produce. We put together a piano, and it's a film about a piano breaking down, so we had to build the piano from paper, from scratch. And then we had our rehearsals for a few months, and it all culminated in a one-day shoot where we destroyed this piano, which we spent a long time building. And it was a very exciting day. We had a big audience, a whole bunch of extras, and all of the rehearsals all came to this one day.
The film festival kicks off in Auckland on July the 8th. For details about the festival, check out this website.